Hey crafty friends, a couple of weeks ago on Tuesday Live, someone asked me about organizing, sorting, storing, and transporting their American Crafts We Are Memory Keepers button press. And I said, I don't have one of those, so I'm not sure. I gave a few ideas. Well, guess what came in the mail? Look at this. My friends at American Crafts sent me all of these goodies for the We Are Memory Keepers button press, how to make all of these amazing fun things. I've got all the parts, I've got all the pieces, and I've got the button press. So if you are using a button press, you probably also have all of these things, and you're thinking, how am I going to sort, store, and organize all that stuff and then actually be able to use it and maybe take it with me, right? So button press is something that you might use at home, but you might also use, especially if you have school-age kids or at a church function or something like that, to create buttons. So you want it to be portable, and you want to keep it safe, and you want it to be easy to get to, and all of those things that we talk about. So I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to organize all of these things, and I'm going to show you the perfect way to sort, store, organize, and transport your We Are Memory Keepers button press. Okay, so I have two, well, more than two really cool solutions for you. We're talking about traveling with your button press. So look at this, almost like it was made for this little guy. The button press and handle, now I did take the handle off. The handle's right on the inside pocket. They fit perfectly in the Nancy tote. So if you want the perfect tote, so here's the handle, I just popped it in the pocket. If you want the perfect little tote for your button press, the Nancy tote is going to be ideal for the button press. Now, in the alternative, if you don't want to carry it like out of the box, you could also use your Lois tote, and then the box, the original box, if you want to put that in with the packing that came around it, you can put that in the Lois tote and carry it in the Lois tote as well. So either the Lois or the Nancy are going to work great for carrying the machine itself. Your first option for the parts and pieces are going to be the 2-drawer storage and supply case or the 4-drawer storage and supply case. And one of the things that's really great about We Are, the way that they color code things and label things. So this is all of the large pieces and the basic pieces, and this is the medium size and the small. So again, depending on how many pieces you have, so I have the mirror, the mirror maker, the button maker, the hair clips, the keychain. I have all the different accessories, all the different things that you can make with it in the different sizes. So I just split them up this way. You may only be using small or only be using large, whatever it is. But really the nice thing about the storage and supply cases is when you are going to actually work with whatever it is. Now here's the other thing. All of these come in these cardboard wraps like this, right? Well, you don't really need all of that cardboard. You don't want to have it with you if you're trying to create something, but the little baggies on the inside of the cardboard wraps are resealable, right? This little piece. So I just took that little piece out, cut the label off the front, and slipped it into the bag, and that way I'd remember what it was and what size it is. I get that nice pink color, so visual, very easy to work with, and then I can pop it in the bag and take it with me. But the other nice thing about this is while I'm working, I can pull out the trays that I want to work with, and I can use them to keep my workspace organized while I'm actually creating buttons, and then it's really easy to put everything back in and then put it away. So my first suggestion for you is going to be either the Lois tote or the Nancy tote, and then a couple of the storage and supply cases. Those are going to be an awesome combination for organizing. Now, the other thing about if you're traveling and you want to really kind of combine everything together, you can then pop everything into your Lois tote, so everything is in one nice, neat little bundle, and it's easy to travel with as well. So whether you're using the box and you have it in the box, or using the Nancy tote, you can put everything in your Lois and take it that way. All right, that's idea number one. Let's look at idea number two. Okay, idea number 2, a little bit more consolidation in terms of items, so especially if you're carrying less things. So this is the Stephanie Buddy bag, and what I've done is I've used each component or each little carton in the Stephanie, each box in the Stephanie bag for each individual small, medium, large, and then the white plates here. So I've got all the pieces for all the sizes right here, and then what I did with the Nancy is I just loaded up all the pockets. So I've got the small items in the front, I've got the large items in the big inside pockets, and the medium items in the small inside pockets, and I've got the machine in there and the handle as well. So now I've got all of those things all ready to go. So if I'm going to travel with my button maker, I've got everything I need right here. What's the difference between this, or why would I choose this over the storage and supply case option? Totally depends what you're doing and where you're doing it. So the storage and supply case option is going to give you a lot more versatility in terms of pulling those trays out and having those open working boxes on the table. So if you want to dump your button backs and your Mylar pieces and your button fronts into the boxes and keep everything organized in your workspace while you're actually doing it, you can use the boxes that way as well. So this is going to not give you quite so much organized space to work in, but it is a little bit smaller and a little bit more compact. So you kind of have to decide, do I want the advantage of having the workspace while I'm working with my button maker, or do I need to keep things small and compact and the workspace isn't important for whatever reason, maybe how you're making buttons or who you're making them with or any of those type of things. So that is idea number 2. The Nancy tote, use all the pockets to hold all the supplies, and the Stephanie Buddy bag to hold all of the cutting plates and pressing plates for it. So you've got everything in 2 bags instead of in 3 or 4 bags. All right, that's idea number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Okay, so the third way to organize everything with your button press is for people who are only going to use their button press at home. You want to keep things visible and accessible and have all of your tools and supplies. So what I've done is I've taken our die stamp and supply organizer, and this is staggered layers, and I've got my button press at the side here, I've got the tools in the front, and then I've got all the bits and pieces, including the instructions and all the different things that you need, just filed right in here. So whether they're large, medium, or small, everything's going to fit right in your die stamp and supply organizer. So if you're somebody who is working with your button press and you're always going to stay at home, this is a great way to organize all those things together in one place. Super visible, super accessible. It's going to be really easy for you to get the most out of your button press and everything that goes with it when you can see it and you can get to it. Okay, so whether you choose something that's going to stay on your workspace or your shelf, like the die stamp and supply organizer, or the mix of the Stephanie Buddy bag and the Nancy tote, or the storage and supply cases and the Nancy tote, or maybe you're going to go big and use the Lois. Any of these options are going to work great for you, and you're really going to maximize the use and ease of getting to your button press. And you're just going to love working with it. Look what I already made. I already made myself a little flower button. So I want to see how you're organizing your We Are button press. What did you choose to use? And tell me why. And show me what you made. That would be great. Have a great rest of your day.